And you will not be surprised to hear me say that we need more than we currently have. A lot more, I can tell you, because we face serious and lasting threats. Russia and China are investing heavily to build up and modernize their militaries. And this is not just to show off at major military parades in Moscow or like yesterday in Beijing, but to aggressively exert influence, attempt to reshape the global order and undermine our freedom and security. We should not be naive. This trend is not going to shift or reverse anytime soon. Russia is, and for the foreseeable future will remain, a destabilizing and confrontational force in Europe and the world. And that's why when NATO leaders met in The Hague in June, our priorities were crystal clear. Invest a lot more in defense and speed up our defense production. And that's exactly what we are doing. Europe and North America together in NATO, and we are, I can tell you, already making progress. We need to increase the number of air and missile defense systems fivefold. We need thousands more armored vehicles and tanks. We need millions more artillery shells. We need more drones and cyber and space capabilities. So we have the shopping list. But to buy, we need the cash. But of course, cash alone can't provide security. We need the capabilities, real firepower, heavy metal, as well as new tech. And that's what our defense industry across the alliance needs to deliver, faster than ever, in Europe and also in the United States. Until recently, Russia was producing more ammunition than all NATO allies, including the US, including Turkey, the whole of NATO together. Much faster than we possibly could. Crucially, Ukraine is now also one of the world's largest producers of autonomous systems, able to produce more than 4.5 million drones per year. And that's truly stunning. The demand for capabilities is real and urgent. It is on the rise and it will continue. We need all your help to further increase production lines. Only look at the pictures from Beijing the last couple of days and the hand-holding. They are increasing their defense industrial collaboration to unprecedented levels. They are preparing for long-term confrontation. And as I said earlier, the challenges we face are lasting. So we must be prepared. This is not Europe alone, but Europe and North America together. All 32 of us, united in our commitment to collective defense. And united in our plans for how to deter and defend, day after day, year after year. And what's more, it's not only NATO, but NATO with our partners, the EU, Ukraine, and countries around the world, not least in the Indo-Pacific, Australia, Japan, New Zealand, and the Republic of Korea. So it is a team effort. Together we have what it takes to prevail. We are combining our forces and leveraging our respective advantages. And that's how we will outproduce and outsmart our competitors. That's how we stay stronger, produce faster, and innovate better. And that's how we win the competition and preserve peace through strength.
Can you elaborate a little bit why you highlight this importance, even though Russia is clearly saying that they won't accept any NATO troops in Ukraine anytime soon?
Yes, but why are we interested in what Russia thinks about troops in Ukraine? It's a sovereign country. It's not for them to decide. I'm really amazed. Russia has nothing to do with this. It's the same like Finland then should have had a sort of a nod, a yes from Russia to join NATO. No, of course not. And Sweden, no. In the past, the fact that we founded NATO, we are sovereign nations. Ukraine is a sovereign nation. If Ukraine wants to have security guarantee forces in Ukraine to support the peace deal, it's up to them. Nobody else can decide about it. And I think we really have to stop making Putin too powerful. He is the governor of Texas, not more. Yeah, I don't think we will extend Article 5 to the Indo-Pacific. I don't think that will happen. But what you see increasingly happening is that the cooperation between NATO and the four countries in the Pacific, Japan, New Zealand, Australia and Republic of Korea, is getting stronger and stronger. And why? Because these theaters are connected. If China would one day decide to attack Taiwan, it will not be limited to that attack. Why would not first Xi Jinping call his junior partner in all of this, one Vladimir Putin, to also keep us busy here in Europe, in the Northern Atlantic area. And the US is absolutely convinced that for their long-term security, a secure Europe, a secure Arctic, but also a secure Atlantic is crucial. So this is all getting interconnected, and that is why we need that cooperation so closely. I think this is one of his biggest foreign policy successes, that therefore the NATO alliance is having finally dealt with this enormous pebble in the shoe, this enormous irritant. That the Europeans and Canada were basically lecturing the Americans but not spending the money they had to spend. And now finally we are doing it so that we are equal, because we need to defend ourselves, not only because we had to do this. This would never have happened without Trump. We are now working on these security guarantees necessary to make sure that also Zelensky knows that if he starts into conversations with the Russians, hopefully soon, that he has the backup and that he knows that the security guarantees will in place so that Russia, after a peace deal, will never ever again to try to invade Ukraine. So no repeat of Budapest and no repeat of the Minsk agreement. So real security guarantees. When it comes to hybrid, we are not naive. Hybrid is a cuddly word. It sounds nice, but it means assassination attacks, jamming of planes, attacks on the National Health Service in the United Kingdom, and many other examples. And that's exactly why NATO allies are extremely motivated and working day in, day out to counter this. And the Russians know that, and the Russians also know that when it comes to cutting undersea sea cables, because their merchant ships have not sufficiently been trained, and this is why they constantly have to cut undersea sea cables, because they don't know how the anchor can be taken up. So we will send some trainers to Russia to help them with this.